In this video, I'm going to use XYZMaker, which comes with the XYZ 3D printers, to make some cogs. So I'm going to make these cogs with the round teeth in this video. Okay, so I'm going to use XYZMaker to make a couple of cogs as an example of how to use XYZMaker. So I'm going to make them round tooth. Now you can make square tooth ones, but I find that the round tooth ones are better. So I'm going to set the size of the teeth to 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters and the cog height to 5 millimeters. Land that on the work surface. And I'll just place that in the center of the area because it's easier to work on if it's placed in the center of the area, and I'll zoom into that area. Now what you have to do first of all is make the number of teeth. So I'm going to make 2 cogs, one with 5 teeth and one with 10 teeth. And what you have to do is select the first tooth that you've made, make sure it's selected, and then go up to the menu, and in plugins go object array, and then select array copy circle, and then because I want 5 teeth, I don't actually select the number as 5. I select twice as many objects as I want teeth for doing the round teeth type, and I reduce the size of the array until the sides of the teeth are just touching. Oops. Just like that, and the radius is 3, so we need to remember that the radius is 3 because we're going to need that at a later point. And if I click on OK, that generates the teeth in the positions I want. Now I have to select half of them with every other tooth you need to select. And then put that into a group. If you hold down Command G, that puts it into a group, or you can use these menu items up here to group and ungroup. And I'm going to change the color of these teeth because so half of them are going to become a punch to punch a hole in an object, and half of them are going to become the actual teeth. So I'll change the colors of the teeth I'm going to use as a punch to black because that's what I tend to do when I'm making objects. Then select the other teeth and group them up together. So if I press this icon up here, that does the same as Command G and groups them up together. And then just for now, select both groups and then group those together into one group as well, because I'm going to need to do that for when I align stuff. So I'm going to create another sphere, and I'm going to make that 4 by 4 by 5. And this is going to go in the center, so land that onto the platform as well. And 4 by 4 is just a guess at the minute. So if you select all of the items and then you hit the align icon up there, and you need align it centrally in both dimensions, so horizontally and vertically, it needs to be aligned centrally. To put it in the middle, and then make this middle bit just big enough to go about halfway through the teeth, so about there. So that's 6 by 6, and then this is the center of our cog. And so what we want to do is actually I want to ungroup now the 2 sets of teeth. So I've got the 2 sets. I've got the punch and the teeth. Now I'm going to make a hole in this middle bit. So if you select the middle item that you want to make a hole in, press H. And then select the black teeth and then press H again, and that punches a hole in the middle bit. Actually, I'm just going to undo that. Make the black teeth one higher because it wasn't quite punching through the top of that. So now I'm going to do it again. So H when you select the middle item, and then select the black teeth, H, and there you are, it's better because it wasn't quite high enough to punch through the top of the circle. I'll go through that in a bit more detail on the second cog. So that's the first cog as such. Need to make a peg in a hole in the middle of that. So again, I make a sphere, and my holes I'm going to make 3 millimeter. No, I'm going to make them 4 millimeters by 4 millimeters. And this time I'll make it about 6 high. I'll just land that on just so it's already taller than the item I want. Select both items, align in both dimensions again, horizontally and align vertically. and this time, so what 4 millimeters, oh actually 4 millimeters is a bit big to make as a hole in the center, so I'm going to have to make my holes 3 millimeters by 3 millimeters. So that's going to be interesting when I make a platform to put this on, but never mind. I just have to drop it down through the top a bit, so take it down so that it shows up through the bottom and the top of the item, because I'm going to use that to punch a hole. So what I want to do is I want to select the item I want to punch a hole in, press H, then select the a bit I'm punching the hole with, and press H again. And so there's a cog with a hole in it that we can mount onto a pin. So just zoom out a bit. I'm going to make sure that's all grouped together, so select everything and then Command G to group, to just make sure everything's grouped together, and I can move that out of the way a bit. And then I'm going to make another tooth to make the second cog with, and it has to be the same tooth size as the first one, so 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters, 5 millimeters tool again, placed on the surface. Actually, I'm just going to move the first cog out of the way a bit more because I need a bit of space. Zoom in on this one. Select it. Go into Plugins, Object Array. This time, so the first one was 5 teeth, and I selected 10 items. Make sure it's on Array Copy Circle. So this one I need 10 teeth. So I'm going to need 20 items in a circle. Bring them close together until they just touch. There. So this one's 6 millimeter radius. I need to remember that. Okay, so click on OK. And again, you have to do exactly the same as on the first one. So select every other tooth, because half of them are going to be a punch, half of them are going to be actual teeth. Group those together. Then select every other tooth which is not the selected group. Obviously, if there's lots of teeth, then it's going to take a while to do that, but then group those together. I'm going to change those ones to black so that I remember that they are the ones which I'm going to use as a punch. And then I'm going to create another sphere and just going to put 10 by 10 by 5 high, land it on the surface. Okay, so I have to select all of that, make sure that everything's aligned. Oh, actually, select, otherwise that goes out of alignment. You have to select both sets of teeth and group those together so that they stay aligned with each other whilst you align them with the big block in the middle. And then you have to line centrally, align vertically. And just make this big enough that it comes out about halfway out of the pins, excuse me. And then I'm going to want to punch that hole of the teeth in there. Now remember, so both sets of teeth are grouped together, so ungroup those, then I can just select the black teeth. I've got to make them one higher. I've got to remember to do that so that it punches through the top and the bottom. So select the center bit, press H for hole, and then select the black teeth and press H for hole again, and there I've created the second cog. Now I'm going to group all those together, Command G to group those, and I'm going to need to make that center pin again. And I think if I remember rightly, it was a 3 millimeter center pin, wasn't it? I think. Just make that black, just so I can see it as a punch. And then this needs to be, I'm just going to place it down one so that it definitely goes through the bottom. And then I'm going to align these in both dimensions. Okay, sometimes the third dimension looks a bit odd. And then I'm going to select what I want to punch a hole in, press H, and then select the punch, press H. So there I've got the hole in the second cog as well. So now I've got my 2 cogs. I'll bring them close to the center of the table again so I can zoom in on them properly. Okay, so now I need to make a base plate. So I'm going to create a cube. Now the first and the second one, well, actually I'm just gonna make 15 by 15 for now, and 5 deep. And so I want to arrange these cogs in an order where I can decide where I want to place the pins. So if I just place 0, 0, place it at absolute 0. Now the two dimensions, the two diameters of these cogs were 6mm and 3mm. So I'm going to place them 9.5mm apart, just so there's a bit of a gap. So if I place this on the same 0x axis and then 9.5, so that's roughly how they'll go on the base plate. And I'm now going to place the base plate over it, and I just want to make it so that the base plate covers everything, so that I can place them onto there. Okay, that's all that's important to me at the minute. Just move these out of the way a bit. So the base plate, place that on the surface. I need to make 2 pins. So where we've got holes in the cogs, need pins for those to go through. Now holes in the cogs, I had to make them 3mm, wasn't it? I think so. I need to make these pins a millimetre smaller, so that 2mm. That's kind of pushing it a bit, but I'll make these 2mm, and I'll make it 10mm high. Place it on the base plate, because the base plate's 5mm thick, and the cogs are 5mm thick. So actually, I might make this actually 12mm, just so it sticks out the top of them a bit. Make sure it's on the base plate, and then I need to copy this. So Command C, Command V to make a copy of it. So I've got 2 pins. I'm going to place this one on axis 0, 0, just so I can get them 9mm apart, 0 and 9, and that should, I think, just what you can do is I'll just move this base plate out of the way. You can just place these over just to make sure that it looks like they're the right distance apart. That looks like it's about the right distance apart. So if I move these cogs out of the way now, I'm going to group these 2 pins together so that they don't move any further apart. Command G, and then I'm going to place them on here. Now I'm going to line them vertically the center, but I won't align them horizontally the center because of the because I want the cogs to sit on top of there. So I'm going to just roughly get the cogs on there, and that looks like okay. So I might make it a bit longer, this plate, this base plate, 20 by 25, and then the cogs should sit on top of that. I'll make that actually back down to 15 on the vertical. I think that's the cogs should sit happily on that then. So if I select both of the pins on the base plate and just group those together, because that way I can then move the base plate out of the way. So I want to now arrange it in an order where I'm going to actually print the 3 items together, but they're not going. I need to space them apart so they don't actually get placed together. Okay, so this is how it should be on, hopefully on the bed of the 3D printer. So there's a couple of things I need to do now. So first of all, I'm going to save this file, save as. I'm going to save it as a 3MF file. Now I like these 3MF files. I recommend definitely saving the projects as 3MF because it keeps the objects as objects, so you can then go in, you can reload it, ungroup the items, and manipulate the individual items again if you need to in the future. So that's the best thing to save as first of all. Now I've had saved a previous project as gears, which had square tooth gears. This one's round tooth gears. So if I call this gears and then underscore round, and then I'll save it as an STL file. So file save as STL. Now I like to save the items that I want to print as STL files because it's one single object then, and everything can get printed together. So I just select gears round, and it'll put the .stl on for me. So if I just click on save there, I'll just zoom out a bit. So that's not the bed of my printer. So my 3D printer, it doesn't matter what 3D printer you've got, but mine's the Da Vinci Nano, which is a smaller bed. And don't worry about it, it'll place them in the center of the bed anyway. So if I just click on, so to go to print it now, click on file, I go new file, just to clear everything out, and then go open recent, and then the STL files at the top. So if I open that up, and there it is as one object, as an STL file on the base of the printer. So I'll now to print it. So now all I have to do is click on prepare, which will slice the project up into various levels. And cancel that. Zoom. I can zoom in on the sliced model, which showed me how it should be printed. And if I click on print, it will show me. Oops. Should start printing. So I printed out these cogs, but unfortunately the size of the pin, the dowel that I used, was too small really. I thought it would be 2mm. So I printed out some a bit bigger. So this one is 10 teeth and 20 teeth, and that runs fine. And I've got 4mm dowel and 5mm holes, and they spin just fine. So that's a good way of making those. Also, before I made the video, I made this one with square teeth, and that turns fine if you turn the small cog, but if you turn the big cog, it can get sort of jammed up like that. So that's why the round teeth I think are much better. They perform much better. And also having the dowels on the actual base plate is better than what I did on this one. Is I put the dowels sort of on the bottom of the cogs, but that's not so good. It really needs the dowels on the base plates, because then you can put like something over the top which holds all the cogs in place as well. But these are just demo prints.